Alright, you guys, so if you guys see that I'm like kind of doing this a lot and like looking at myself, it's because I have my viewfinder right here and I can't stop looking at myself. Anyway, okay, so today's video, what are we doing? Alright, we're talking about hair. What a shocker, we're talking about hair today. So I wanted to discuss basically like some questions, or like the main question that I get the most on my channel regarding my hair, and it's basically like some tips on how I basically grew my hair out. Trust me, like I can tell you guys that I can talk about this subject because I feel like nobody, I mean there's bound to be somebody in this world, but like nobody has like damaged their hair and regrown it more than I have. Like I've gone through this like program of like damaging your hair and then fixing it, and you would think that like after all this time of damaging my hair that I would just know better, that I would just learn how to like stop damaging it. But you live and you learn and you grow, and I think that I have finally like come up with like a system for every time that I do fry my hair off. Like I know how to recover it. So like I'm the girl to talk to. I'm the one to talk to. I can genuinely say I work hard to grow my hair. This doesn't just happen. I don't just wake up like this. This hair don't just sprout from my head. It does sprout, but you know, it takes a little bit of work. So without further ado and all this blabbing that I'm doing, I'm gonna be looking at my phone a lot because basically I have a couple of little things like written down on my phone and I don't want to forget it. So number one tip for growing out like healthy and beautiful hair is the one that I hated to hear the most, and it's that you have to trim any hair that's like dead or damaged. You have to let it go. Let it go, let it go. You gotta let that hair go. Honestly, whenever you see products that say like repair split ends, it's not happening. There is nothing out there that is going to magically just glue your hair back together and your hair is gonna be like healthy. It's not happening. I'm sorry. You gotta snip it and you gotta start fresh. Now, if you're like me and you hate going through like vigorous like haircuts, like, you know, all in one shot, I recommend maybe doing it gradually like I did. So maybe like cut off an inch or two whenever you're feeling brave, baby your hair some more for a couple of months, and then go back and do it again until it's done. Okay, so you have to trim the dead hair off. You got to start off with a clean slate, otherwise you're just holding yourself back. Okay, so my second tip is moisture. Why? Because nothing on this planet can survive without water. Neither can our hair. Our hair can't walk around being thirsty and parched all the time. You gotta moisturize this sucker, and that could be anything from just adding plain water, because adding plain water is moisturizing your hair. That can be adding a leave-in conditioner. That can be deep conditioning, bagging, whatever you want to call it. You just have to add moisture back into your hair. Okay. All right. And these are just my tips. This is just what's worked for me. So definitely, like when my hair has been like, I've damaged it to like hell and back, you have to moisturize that hair, because it's the only way that you're gonna revive that hair is by giving it some moisture. You gotta give it something to drink. I bet you that hair is just there, just thirsty, like, help me. Alright, oiling your scalp. This is optional. I understand that oiling your scalp is not for everyone. I did find that whenever I'm in a situation where my hair is dead, and I want to sprout some new hair growth, that I need to oil my scalp, because you gotta get some blood flowing back to the surface. You know, your hair follicle, you gotta feed it with some nice fresh like pumping blood, if that makes any sense. Basically, you have to feed your hair follicle. So I find that using things like extra virgin coconut oil or olive oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil, whatever oil it is that you are comfortable with using in your hair, I recommend oiling your scalp, because it's gonna bring much needed nutrients back to the surface of your scalp, not to mention help eliminate that dry scalp issue that probably is plaguing you. If you had dry hair, you probably have a dry scalp, because hair emerges from your scalp. You got an unhealthy scalp, you got unhealthy hair. It's just like a vicious cycle. So definitely putting back some nutrients and replenishing some oils that you probably stripped in the process of damaging your hair to begin with, whether you relaxed it and it went wrong, whether or not you bleached it and killed it. Whatever your situation is, you definitely want to add some oil back into your hair and replenish it. If your hair is on the lighter side, like where your hair is oily, then I would recommend something like jojoba oil, because jojoba oil is like the closest oil to the one we naturally produce. Okay, where are we at? Number 4. Number 4, I feel like this tip is genuinely what has helped my hair so much. So much in like the revival process, and that is oiling your, not oiling my scalp, wrong tip, deep conditioning. Yo, deep conditioning has been the real MVP for me every time that I damage my hair. You know what, it's even become to the point where, like, let's say I know that I'm about to go get my hair done or blow dried or straightened, or if you're out there and you know you're gonna dye your hair or relax your hair or bleach your hair, do some type of chemical process to your hair where you know there's a possibility of having some damage, then I recommend deep conditioning that hair with some protein, because protein is key. Basically, like, what do you think our hair is made out of? Our hair is made out of keratin, you know, that's a protein, and you gotta rebuild that protein. Now, if some people ask me, like, do you need to deep condition? I don't feel like you need to deep condition, but I do feel like it's a maintenance thing where it's like, to give you an analogy, if you're working out in the gym all of the time, you may have a healthy physique and you don't need a protein shake because you're taking in the proper amount of protein on a daily basis. But you know, what's wrong with the protein shake? It's just like jump starting the process. So if I know that I'm about to endure a chemical process or put some heat into my hair, I try to deep condition with a protein deep conditioner. So you want to look for keywords on your deep conditioners, such as reconstruct, rebuild, keratin, protein. I probably said reconstruct. Those are all key elements in bringing back protein into your hair. Now, if you are in a situation where you are getting enough protein in your hair, then you want to look for things that are more moisturizing. Those are pretty self-explanatory. If they don't say any of those above words, more than likely it's going to be a moisturizing deep conditioner, and that's what you want to go for. So to make a long story short, you want to have a healthy mix of moisture and protein in your hair. If you're not sure, then just alternate. Protective styles. Protective styles, I feel like, is something that for me has tremendously evolved throughout the years. Excuse me. Whereas in the past, protective styles for me used to just mean, you know, putting my hair in a twist and in a bun, which for me wasn't very exciting. I didn't find it to be like super attractive all of the time. So what that has evolved into for me has been wigs. If you guys look back into my videos in like the whole past year, you will see that I rocked a lot of wigs in my videos. You probably don't even see my natural hair out for a really long time in any of my videos, because during that whole extended process, I was in like a transitioning journey of babying my hair and rebuilding my hair. So whenever your hair is in bad condition, the last thing you want to do is leave it out to the elements. You know, you want to keep your hair protected and babied. You want to put it away. You want to bottle it up. So whenever you get the chance and you deep condition, you slap that bad boy in a bun, or you slap on your new weekend wig and you rock it out. Do whatever it is that you gotta do to help and keep your hair nice and healthy. What about that wig, girl? Nobody's judging you. Okay. Where we at? Okay. Avoiding heat. I always say that like growing healthy hair is as much of what you do as it's as much as what you do as much as it is as what you don't do, if that makes sense. So, you know, you're doing all these things to make your hair healthy, but at the same time there's like a set 12 other things that you're trying to avoid doing to keep your hair healthy. And heat is the #1 devil. I feel like heat is a downfall of everyone. Anybody who's probably damaged their hair more than likely has damaged it because of heat. That was me. I've done it. Done it several times. I've fried my hair several times. So I've just made it a mission in my life to completely avoid heat. You probably see my natural hair straightened about once a year. And the rest of the time, if I want a sexy and sleek straight look, then I will just I'll just wear a wig. Honestly, get it out of your system. Wear a wig, but you gotta avoid heat. Like, just imagine your hair and then add some oil to it and then put it on a frying pan. That's what you're doing right there. Every time you flat iron your hair, just think of 2 little frying pans crisping away at your hair. That's exactly what that is doing. So do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do us all a favor, and just avoid the heat altogether. Okay, the next tip that I'm gonna give you guys is honestly just very much so optional. I feel that it helped me. Excuse me. Okay, which is vitamins. If you're not getting the proper amount of nutrition in your diet on a daily basis, then I by all means recommend getting some vitamins, because you know, if you want your hair to grow, you need some extra vitamins in your hair. That sounds super repetitive. Like, let me reword this. Hair growth is not your body's top priority. So if you were in a situation where you are starving and you are dying, the last thing your body is trying to do is grow your hair. Your hair, I'm sorry, it's just not your body's top priority. Maybe your top priority, but it's not your body's top priority to survive. So therefore, if you're in a situation where you have some type of vitamin deficiency and you're not getting the amount of nutrition that your body needs to like function properly or efficiently, none of that is going towards your hair, because your hair just, it's not needed to survive. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor, and grab yourself a bottle of some biotin, some MSM, some hair, skin, and nails. I used Hair Affinity in the past and I loved it. It really did work for me. However, it can be kind of like expensive, dare I say. So, you know, if I were you guys, I would just stick with the basic hair, skin, and nails. Or I know nowadays like the hair gummies are really popular all over Instagram. I've personally never tried them, but give them a shot. I know this video was super like not put together. It was impromptu and kind of like last minute, but I wanted to give you guys something you can relate to that doesn't feel super formal. I'm sorry, I'm not like super formal or anything like that. So I hope that these tips did help you guys. So if you guys have any further questions, if I forgot anything, or if I said something incorrect, because like I said, this video is so like put out there last minute, that please correct me if I am wrong in the comment section. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, leave it down in the comment section, and I will see you guys. Before you leave, if you guys are interested in this makeup look, then go ahead and leave me a comment, obviously in the comment section. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.